good, Deborah. Let's podcast, bro. Got the pillow? Check. Been down here for hours, dude. I've got you a West Peak. Let's do this. Oh my God. Dude. So what mood are you in today?
What mood are you in today?
What mood are you in today, mate?
Why do we keep going into Irish accents?
I don't know. Oh, when you guys were walking around, you guys whittled it?
He whittled it for me.
He whittled He whittled it for me.
Why did I turn Irish?
Maybe it's the West Peaks.
How was your first fan?
Dude, okay, let's tell the story. I met my first fan, or had my first fan interaction.
You've been waiting for that for years.
We found him!
Well, you know, I've always been
Your whole life.
behind the scenes. I never once thought I'd have a fan. You know what I mean? And so to get yelled at from a stranger, Cousin Ryan! I was like,
have you
whoa.
found your fan yet?
And it couldn't have been any better guy. Skinny, tall, didn't vape.
Dude, it's like everything you dreamed of.
I know, it was just perfect.
Because you didn't want a fan.
I didn't want like a
you.
pale, unhealthy looking fan. I wanted a fit fan.
You wanted a strong, robust young boy.
Chris, you popped my cherry, bro. We were getting out of the water because we were belly boarding. And obviously, that's all I can do. And I hear, Cousin Ryan. And I was like, what? It was like, I got to meet him.
Right. The connection between y'all was intense.
Oh, he was so tall, dude.
It was so sexual.
Shut up. I was wearing a tank top. It was perfect. But I kind of don't.
You were wearing what you were hoping you would wear.
I kind of don't count it because you were with me.
Really?
I need to be in the wild by myself. My next fan, I want to meet him at a restaurant. It's a guy. You know what I mean? I'm at a restaurant.
You want a fan. They don't know it's you because I'm around.
Right, because you're there with your frickin' hair and your frickin' shirts on, and they just know it's, oh, there's that. Oh, there's Ryan.
Right.
But it was, I count it, I guess. We'll count it. Love you, Chris. Yep, so now I'm just waiting for the second fan.
What do you want your second fan to be like?
Okay, I want it to be a couple, like a
kinky
husband and wife at a restaurant, just saying, "Hi, we really love the pod" or something.
And does the wife like you more?
I don't care, just equal. There's nothing weird going on. Just I'm out with my wife.
Right.
Nothing creepy. Just a nice, friendly couple. They don't have to be in shape. It's okay. I already got that.
Right. Being
It's Wyatt time. It's Wyatt's back.
Hi everyone. I'm going on a trip. I won't be here for a week.
Oh, where are you going?
And if you're in the future right now, it doesn't mean like right then.
Oh, if they're watching the video right now, you've already been on the trip.
No. And if you're watching this in the future, it doesn't mean I haven't gone on the trip yet.
I think I get it.
Where are you going?
To the mountains.
What? Can you give us some secret surf advice?
You probably know more than me, Wyatt.
No, I've never been surfing.
Wyatt, what do you think about Ron John Surf Shop?
Boo! Boo! Why is it even named a surf shop if they don't even sell surfboards?
Boom! Wyatt, have you been slacklining? I heard you've been slacklining, dude.
How many steps have you gone?
Totally not 7.
Oh, a little bit of cockiness there.
Totally not 7.
Totally not 7.
Can you give our viewers any advice before you go?
Never give up.
Never give up.
Whoa.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Thank you,
Well,
Wyatt.
I'll see you all next week.
All
All right, have fun in the mountains.
Or in a month.
Whoa, what was that?
A trick kiss?
Was that a ear kiss? Bye, Wyatt.
Bye.
Love you.
Dude, we got some Wyatt time. That was cool.
You couldn't stop.
He's like a little Tasmanian devil. Oh, I miss that energy.
So much energy. You can't stop moving.
I was just, you know how it's summer right now?
Is it summer?
It's summer. And I look at my kids and they literally have nothing to do for 2 months. I haven't had that in years. Like, since, you know what I mean? I forget. Just that pure love and happiness and not have to do anything.
No. Having nothing to do is the best.
You ever heard this? That everybody wants to do nothing, but rich people get to do nothing in the Bahamas. And poor people get to do nothing on their couch, like on the weekend. Like we all just want to sit on our butts for most people.
Yeah, people work their whole lives to do nothing.
Like they work so hard just so I don't have to do anything. And then they die. Have you heard about the new thing, Ozempic?
Are you on it?
I'm trying to find it. What is it? Everybody's getting skinny and it's this drug. What is it?
Yeah, it's a drug.
Is it like it's meant for people that...
It just makes you not hungry. Apparently it's not good for you, but it's also not good for you being overweight.
True.
So they're like...
Am I growling?
You're hungry, just...
I say Ozempic and my stomach growls. You have the ears of a Native American, dude. Golly. You need some moccasins or something. Savalis.
Savali moccasins.
Dude, that'd be sick. Get him, James. Yeah. Ozempic.
Is Tinder still around?
I don't know. I've never used it. Why would I use it?
I heard Florida's the worst. It was voted worst place to be single.
Why?
It's like the worst dating state.
They have that?
Do you think it's like inbred or something?
Maybe it's just because too many tourists down here, so they leave and you can't date them.
There is a different vibe here.
Military?
To the dating scene. We're talking Florida, not just Pensacola.
Okay. The whole state is hard to date.
They say it's the worst place to date.
Really? Miami.
Is it too hot?
That's probably what it is. All those crazy Miami people down there. They just want to friggin' sweat it.
Girls are different down here.
Yeah, I don't know.
You think I would slay?
Yeah.
Because I've like got so much going on for me.
But it's a desert
It's like
out there.
a ghost town.
It's either like an old lady.
It's no one.
Oh.
I haven't had one person approach me.
Well, do you go out? You're only out. You're always out at the dunes somewhere.
I guess all the gay guys in the dunes approach me.
Like if you go downtown for a couple days, you'll get hit on.
No, I've gone out.
Maybe it's it's the energy you're putting out. It's too like, oh,
Like too gnarly.
it's like too like, yeah. And all the girls are like, oh god.
I don't think in Florida girls like surfer guys.
Really?
They want country guys.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
They want the mullet.
They want the guy that can put in like cabinets in their kitchen.
right.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
like meaningless to them.
They want to be a guy that can put some new tile down
Exactly.
and like put a new chandelier up in the foyer.
And they want them to like throw footballs and
Baseball.
They want that mullet look. They want them tall and have mullets
And
wear
baseball
cowboy.
butt.
Yeah, they want baseball butts. which
Yeah,
I
dude.
have.
You do have a good baseball bat. Yeah, you're right. They just want a guy that can do some chores.
It's kind of weird.
Wow.
Everywhere else, like I'm like a delicacy. I'm like a lobster tail.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like
Like
a prime rib.
in Hawaii and California, they see this like blondish
Right.
hair, dude. They go bananas
Because they don't need a guy to put in cupboards. They just want.
They don't care about that. They want like how big is your like Instagram following?
Yeah.
That's what's important to them.
In your hair color and that stuff.
They see my hair and a puka shell necklace. They're like,
Oh, dude, you're going to dinner that night. You're right. Around here, they just
but
want.
here they don't want lobster tail.
Nope, they just want.
They want like pork and beans.
They want Wendy's.
Like I was sitting in the park once
Yeah.
and I was playing my flute and this girl comes up and she's like, she seemed really nice and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh. And she's like, are you a surfer? I was like, yeah.
She's
She just left.
she's like, all right, cool, I'm good.
She just literally walked away.
Dude, I was talking to somebody that just moved from this area. He moved to like Portland or something, and he was like, yeah, I didn't realize how lazy the area is. And I was like offended.
Lazy.
And I was like, what?
I don't know if that's the right word.
Well, it was like, I guess there, it's like, here where if you're in different,
Oh, right.
like in Gulf Breeze, it's like, don't, you're watching the light turn red.
We're just cruising. This is a strange area.
It's a low-key, low-energy world.
like Hawaii's like that,
Yeah.
but it's like aloha.
Yeah. Us,
Like we're happy to be cruising. Here it's like we're sad and we're doing nothing.
and we're on bad diets.
It's like people are just dying here.
In Hawaii, they're eating like friggin' mangoes all day. Here,
Like people are like robust in Hawaii. Like we can't believe we're here.
here we're like, can I get a Dave's double from Wendy's?
Here people don't really look at each other.
I don't want to see anybody.
I like going on walks and like people saying hi.
Hi.
And like, oh, there's culture.
When I was like in Encinitas, I could ride a penny skateboard down the street and
Get respect.
or just see people that are actually running. And hey,
Right.
that's the other thing. In California, it's illegal to be fat, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You get taxed if you're fat there.
More tax?
Here, it's encouraged.
Right. I feel like culturally, this is one of the most confusing places on earth.
It's a melting pot.
No one knows what it is.
I know.
It's like, who's in charge here? Are we going country? Are we going this way?
We live in the panhandle of Florida, so if anybody's wondering.
And it's like we're not even Florida.
I know, everyone thinks we're Alabama.
Like if I went to Smyrna, I would probably get better vibes down there.
New Smyrna?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Smyrna, Sebastian Inlet.
Yeah.
Because that's where like the colleges are.
Yep.
Like,
Scientology. You know how there's North Carolina and South Carolina?
mm,
They've had ideas of having South Florida and North Florida because Miami and that whole area is
different.
It's a whole different country down there.
I used to date a girl that lived in New Smyrna,
Really?
and she went to college at UF.
Oh, she was a gator.
She was a gator.
Chomp on that or whatever.
I was 16.
Oh,
And I would drive down there and like stay at her college.
yeah.
My parents were like, you can't stay with her.
You can't stay in her dorm, son.
You can't stay in her dorm. So I told them,
Of course you did.
I was staying at my friend Beef's. His name was Beef
All right, I'm staying at Beef's, Mom.
because he was so big.
Yeah.
I was, so I remember like my dad calls me, he's like, are you with Beef? And I was like, he's like, let me talk to him. And I was like, and I just hung up my phone.
Sorry, disconnected.
I had like turned it off, like it died.
Did you find a beef?
And I had to find Beef
A beef.
at college.
Oh, you actually had to find Beef.
I'm like, so I call Beef. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm in class right now.
Come out.
So I'm jump on a bike and I'm like riding. And have you been to UF? It's
Yeah,
like this huge
I know.
campus.
I've been there once.
So I'm trying to find Beef to like, and I finally found him and I called my dad back and I was like, hey. He's like,
Beef's
what
right
happened? And I was like, oh, my phone died. And Beef had this crazy.
Some lie.
Beef wanted us to go to Chick-fil-A.
And Beef's like,
And
hello.
Beef's like, hey, yep, I'm with Sterling right here. He's a good boy. He's not hanging out with any college girls.
Oh, that's funny. God bless Beef. Is he still with us? So people would call you a core lord, don't you think?
Yeah.
Surfing core lord.
Yeah,
And I'm probably a kook, if you want to
right.
get real with it.
Yeah.
And look what can bring us together.
Dude,
West Peaks.
I didn't think about that. West Peak can bring together kooks and core lords.
This is the ticket to
It's
healing.
the only way we can bring peace to the lineup.
Yeah. Bring peace to the lineup, guys. You can core lords and kooks can have West Peaks together.
We have our differences out in the ocean, but when we
Right.
get to the beach,
Cracky.
we can find peace in West Peak.
Find peace in West Peak. You could get cut off by a kook, go in and core lords and kooks coming together, one West Peak at a time. Let's bring peace in the lineup and go to drinkwestpeak.com.
Kooks and core lords can get together.
Forever. Go to drinkwestpeak.com, type in Pinchmysalt, get 20% off. Ooh. Dude, so what do you think about, speaking of dating, when you see an older man dating like a 19-year-old? Like the one dude from Foo Fighters, or what band is Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis is
He's
kicking.
60 and he's dating a 19-year-old.
Right, and what do you think? Like, my first impulse is to be like, ew.
What's your first impulse?
My first impulse is, ugh.
Really?
And what? And I might be wrong. It just seems a little cradle robbing. Is that what the words are? But
Cradle robbing.
and what's your thoughts? Like, you know, to most people, it looks like, oh, this girl just wants his money. This guy just wants a young body.
You know, like a girl that's like can make a baby better. Like it's the prime time to make a baby.
Right.
So that's why he's drawn to her.
Fertile.
Like the fertilization.
The fertile burl.
Dude, the energy's crazy.
Right. So you're saying he's attracted to the fertileness genetically just...
Well, like, you know, just nature wants to keep
Right.
procreating. So like, so he's like, the energy, he's drawn to that energy.
Okay.
Is her psychologicalness there yet?
No.
And it's probably not.
Even though there are some very smart 19-year-old girls out there.
I don't think it's wrong. Like, what 60-year-old can like slay still?
Right.
Like, good for him.
Good for him.
Like every guy is jealous.
That's
why
why
they're like, shame on him, because they can't.
That's why I'm like, well, that's not nice, but it's like,
That's not fair.
who else? Like the Robert De Niro, the Al Pacinos.
But I feel like women are the ones like, shame on him.
I think what it is, dude, is like, okay, an 80-year-old Al Pacino or Robert De Niro just has a baby. It's like, you're not even going to be able to father that child.
Right.
So there's that aspect.
But, I mean, he's living, dude.
Dude, can you imagine your dad is 80? Like right out of the way.
Yeah,
He's like, I remember the Civil War, and you're on TikTok.
Well, I do feel like if it was reversed,
Right. The girl's 60, the dude's 19.
people would be like, go, you go, girl.
And all the dudes are like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Everyone's stoked.
Yeah, it's like a party. In the
Why
streets.
is that?
Well, I mean, you hear about all these high school teachers like nowadays, like getting caught with like 14, 15-year-old kids. And it's like underground level, all the guys are like, dude, that's sick.
Right on.
But it's like, if it was reversed, it's rape. It's gnarly. It is just what do you call it?
Oh, if it's an older woman.
Yeah.
Like your dream, your teacher would
Yes.
tell you.
Every kid loved their teacher in their crappy Little House on the Prairie dress.
I just think there's so many predator men.
That's what it is.
ruined
Men
it.
are just too gnarly.
Yeah, there's a lot of predators.
Why
Why do we pick 18?
Oh, that was just some like George Washington guy one day. And I've heard the joke that there was probably some guy like in the room when they picked 18. He was like, what about 15? And they're like,
Well, in the Old Testament, not to like call your peeps out.
what?
In the Old Testament, like Abraham was like slaying 14-year-olds.
Really? I don't know. There are some weird verses.
Well, they wanted them to get pregnant younger.
okay.
Because we didn't live as long.
Right. They're like, you got 20 weeks left. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why we picked 18. Was it like a hat? They had a bucket. They're like, all right. 18. And everyone's like, oh.
But, dude, Anthony Kiedis, he seems like a very in touch person.
I have zero.
I feel like he probably does love her.
All right. Good on him. In 10 years, he'll be 70. She'll be 29.
But some guys, their age, it almost...
Some guys.
Like his 60s, probably a normal guy's 30.
Right. Because he's still.
He's in great shape. He doesn't have one gray hair.
I mean, it looks dyed. Good on you, mate.
But I also feel like older women shame men because like
They're jealous.
it's over for them.
And
They're like, we need them to like us.
let's step lightly here. Yeah, the women, the older women are bummed because the younger women are getting
Yeah, they're next in line.
Right. Well, that's just nature.
It's not fair. Like I want to talk to the man. I'm with the women.
You're on the women's side.
I'm on the women's side.
All
like
right.
I'm just like playing devil's advocate.
Right. You're just thinking it out loud.
Like I want to talk to the manager why we were made this way. Men get better looking older,
Yep.
and women
Usually.
Ow.
Sorry, women.
Women fade out like fast,
I know it's a fading
and then
light.
they try to shoot in stuff.
I know, dude. I watched this video the other day on Instagram, and it's like a Botox clinic, and they just look sad.
All these 20-year-old girls are getting Botox, and they look 40 already.
Let me just say this. I think Botox, from what I've read, it literally, they stick it in their face, right? And whatever it does, it tells the skin that it doesn't need to live anymore. And so it dies. So it makes it worse. That's science right there.
I know. I would love the culture to get off.
Let's get
The
off
detox.
Botox and the detox or whatever. Dude, are those the black full grain leather Savalis?
How'd you know?
Those have been out of stock forever, bro.
I know. I got a secret stash.
Do you really? That's not right.
Dude, everyone's trying to get these right now.
Yeah, that's the freaking black leather, dude.
It's like 2 couches on your feet,
Yeah.
but sexy leather couches.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of cold and like it's just like cozy getting. Dude, who the heck is Alfonso? No one even knows who he is.
If you don't know who Alfonso Rawls is, he's a legend core lord.
Did he design?
He
these?
designs these puppies.
Dude, he must be the most comfortable person on the planet.
I think he started as a mattress salesman,
Really?
but he brought that comfort into your foot.
But
Dude.
but I like look sexy as hell.
Right. You look like you could friggin'
I like drives people crazy.
Probably. I feel like I'm sitting next to like a lawyer right now.
Like a lawyer that could tray flip a 10 stair.
Yeah. That's what it is, dude.
I feel like these shoes mess with people's minds because it's like you can do anything. Like, dude, I could go to a wedding in this, or I could like go cruise on a skateboard.
I know. Yeah, you could go, like you said, tray flip a 10 stair, or go into the court of law.
Court of law.
So go to savalifootwear.com. Check these out, guys. Dude, I remember when I had this cousin. His name was Gray. We've talked about him before. He would get dumped like every other 8 months by some girl he was in love with. And every time he got dumped, I would shave his head. For some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
You would shave it?
I would shave it. So Gray would get dumped and he would be so sad, and I would shave his head. And I remember he was in love with this girl. Her name was Kelly.
And I remember Kelly.
And I told Gray, I go, Gray.
She's so snobby.
I told Gray, my younger cousin, I was like his big brother. I was like, I looked at him in the face and I told him his head shaved, and I go, Kelly poops. And he said years later in his life, it helped him so much.
Really?
He said it just helped him because in his mind, this was this angel girl.
Brought her back to earth.
Yeah, and I told him that, and he literally said it helped him so much through the breakup. Because he said, because he put her on this pedestal. She was an angel. And I was like, Kelly poops.
Mm.
So
I used to date Gray's sister.
Right.
Which is your cousin.
We've talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember old Kelly. She was so mean and white. It's like, dude, we can find tanner ones.
Right. And at that age, do you remember falling in love with a girl?
The first girl you fall in love with, it's like, she's the one.
She's the one. This is my soulmate. And then a couple weeks go by and you're like, whatever.
Dude, I remember
Love you, Gray.
the girl that broke my heart. I think I was like 13.
That's the worst.
She dumped me for a football player.
Probably.
She was already dating the football player before she dumped me.
Oh my, what a slut.
Dude, it crushed me.
Really?
Her name was Lauren.
Oh, Lauren, you skank.
But I got her back pretty gnarly.
What you did? Killed her?
Yeah,
I killed her.
No, like, there was this other Lauren, this other girl named Lauren.
Ooh, Lauren.
Both Laurens were kind of like the hottest girls in school.
So Lauren 1 and Lauren 2.
And I was dating Lauren 1.
Okay, she dumped you.
She dumped me for another guy. And so I was walking home with Lauren number 2.
Ooh.
And her and her mom were driving by. Me and Lauren 2 would walk home together because we lived near each other.
Holding hands.
And I grabbed her and I gave her this big smooch right when she was driving by.
A public smooch.
Like, so I just started making out with her, and right when she was driving by, and dude, like, it crushed her.
You could tell.
Dude. I was like, dude, I was kind of gnarly, man.
I got dumped on the phone once. Well, I think I've talked about
Really?
this. She wanted me to be
had that constantly.
She wanted me to be a pastor. And I was like, I'm not going to be a pastor. And she's like, all right, this isn't going to work.
Did she ever marry a pastor?
She married a pastor.
She did?
Yeah.
What a loser.
Yep, she married a pastor. You are now being transported to the 12th dimension. You will like and comment this video. Your finger is moving involuntarily to like and comment a sweet, sweet comment to Sterling and Cousin Ryan. Do it. Dude, the other day I was driving home on my Vespa. I drive a Vespa. And I saw this older guy. He was like 60 years old. And he looked like kind of not rich or whatever, just like kind of chilling. And he had an ice cream. And he was like, and he just, he looked so happy. And I had all this stuff going on in my head and I was stressing out. And I saw this guy and he waved and he had an ice cream and he just went, and he kept riding his bike. And I was like, that's it. That's it. And he just looked happy, not jaded with life. And he was just eating an ice cream cone.
Thinking about anything.
And I was like, that's it. If we can all be the guy on the bike with an ice cream. He looked like a 5-year-old that just discovered ice cream. And I was like, can we all be that guy for the rest of life? Why are we so jaded by everything? We're all sick of life.
We've all been tricked into like being successful,
chasing the dream, getting whatever was it called, comparing yourself to the Joneses.
keeping up with the comparing yourself to the Joneses.
Yeah, dude, I just want to be a guy on a bike with an ice cream.
Dude, I heard Lenny Kravitz, he hasn't had premarital sex for 9 years.
Lenny Kravitz.
Or marital.
No way.
Yes.
With that body?
I know.
Lenny Kravitz has been celibate for how long?
9 years.
Bull.
That's what he says.
All right.
He says it's like a spiritual journey.
Well, like Steve-O, you know Steve-O, the crazy Steve-O. He didn't do stuff for like over a year or something. And
That's it?
Dude, that's freaking long. He said he had
9 years with that body.
I know.
He's doing like push-ups and bell bottoms.
So why is he doing it? What does it do?
Have you ever heard of semen retention?
It's called marriage. Marriage is semen retention.
That was the best thing you've ever said.
It was the pause. It's called marriage.
God, that's so funny.
Semen retention. What's it called?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's called marriage.
Semen retention?
Semen retention.
Like a retention bond.
It's where you don't let it out.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm very aware.
Yeah, I've been in that world. Yeah, okay. So you like that stuff?
So apparently when you don't let it out, you have more like strength physically and spiritually.
Really? Because I remember hearing stories of Vikings or boxers, they won't have sex for like weeks before the fight.
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson would just hold it in. It just pisses you off.
When you're a pro surfer and you come to town, all the boyfriends, they get super
nervous.
They get nervous.
It's like Gerard Butler coming into town.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
So if you're a pro surfer like cruising through town, these girls, they message you
They're
all year long.
Right. They're DMing you.
They're DMing you all year long. And so when you're cruising through town, it's like, they're like, we're ready.
He's in our geographic location.
Dude, this reminds me freaking Chloe. Did you see that clip?
Our boy, get it right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having a chat. Back to you, Danny. I hope you wrote down those tips.
Yeah, look, I've got some tips for Chloe too, actually. That's stay the f*** away from my girlfriend. I've seen the texts you've been sending her, and they're making her feel uncomfortable. But thanks, Carissa.
This clip's like super old when he was like a Grom. But it's like Australian news, and he's like, hey, Chloe, I seen you message my girlfriend, and it's making her feel very awkward.
Very uncomfortable. That's also Australian sound.
Dude, I bet that girl was hitting him up.
Oh, see,
And
there's always another
And she's
side.
like, it's making me uncomfortable. He's messaging me.
Yeah, the boyfriend caught her, and she's switching.
I heard Chloe told me he got fired for doing that.
So this kook dude we're all assuming he's right. Like,
Right.
yeah, Chloe probably did that. It's like, no, wait, there's two sides to this story.
No, she was hitting him up, and she got caught, so she blamed him.
Dude, this is like TMZ surfing.
So then he calls him out on like the freaking 9 o'clock news.
That was just a news guy.
Yes.
Girls have a superpower.
What is it?
They literally can just take a photo of a part of their body. Or like, in a bikini, and we're like pouring water on a robot. It just short circuits you. It's not fair.
Weird.
Like we could not to get earmuffs if your kids are what. If you send a D pic,
Oh, it's a turn off.
girls are like, what the hell? They're like, ah. But if a girl sends something, it's like
Since their butt, we're like,
it's like they don't get the power they have.
it's so weird. Why do we like butts?
I know.
Guts.
It's where the guts.
Yes.
It's where the poop comes.
It's the nastiest part of the body. And we're like,
We're just programmed, dude.
isn't it weird?
It's so weird.
Who made this stuff?
We need to speak to the manager. I heard there was a hurricane swell.
Cyclops is back.
The Cyclops.
Have you heard about Cyclops?
You told me about it before. It's when this one wave comes through once every 10 years.
Only breaks every 5 years.
Mm.
And and the waves have to break on a high full moon.
Whoa.
So like so much has to happen at once.
So the conditions have to be perfect.
It's not where waves normally break.
It's in the path.
It's like behind the island on the backside.
Whoa.
So the swells have to be big enough to get in, and then the tide has to be right to push the swell back towards the beach. So it's like a triangle out in the middle of this, and it's the sharkiest. They say it's one of the sharkiest places in the world.
I was just fishing out there, and there were sharks everywhere.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah, don't go there. So you're putting your life at risk to surf the Cyclops.
The current is so bad. I remember my dad saying like people have gotten sucked out there and never come back.
Dude.
Like in the 90s. That was always the fear. Like,
because it sucks you out to the Gulf.
yeah, because it's like a river out to the Gulf. To surf the wave, you have to like be right on the line of where the current will take you out to your death. And then there's tons of sharks under you, like circling you. And you see them, like all the bull sharks.
Dude.
Like, dude, I need support.
Are you out there alone?
Yeah. I need Nathan Florence to fly in.
Oh, dude, let's get Nathan.
This wave, I can't tell if I'm just not good enough. This whole swell, I tried to get a barrel and I could not.
I know there's a picture. Show it right now. If you almost in it.
I couldn't get in it for the life of me.
Is it because of the...
No, a normal wave, it comes from a certain direction and like you catch it from that direction. But this, it's actually a left and then it turns into a right last second, the way it hits. So it looks like a perfect right barrel, but it's actually a left hitting the backwash and then you have to backdoor it. So I'm like trying to sit on the wedge of the peak and I just can't. I'm like, is it me?
It's like a confused wave.
I need Nathan Florence to tell me, like, if he's like just getting barreled off his mind, I'm like, all right, this is just me. I need a jet ski.
Right.
I need someone to sling me around it and shoot me through it. Like, ah! Dude, it's kind of spiritual out there. Because if you go all the way, you're kind of like, you have to let go of your life.
So when you're out there all alone, dude, we just had some gnarly shark attacks in Florida.
Yeah, that was on my mind too.
I know. And so I'm thinking about you. I'm like, when you're out there, are you like, oh, fart?
With sharks, they'll tap into your psyche and you have to stay calm. Is
it like when they say like a bear can smell the fear?
You know, do you ever watch Shark Week?
Yeah.
They have a fifth sense. They will tap into your mind.
Dude.
So they read you. I can feel it. Sometimes it hits me. It's this weird feeling like, you ever get the feeling of someone's watching you?
Yeah.
It's that feeling. And it's like when it hits you, it's like, it's like a sonar.
You can like feel.
It's their sonar hitting you and they're like reading you. They're like, should I eat him?
Yeah.
And they read your soul. They're like, and so you have to like have a balance of energy with them. Like when a shark starts reading me, it's like, if you're too mean, if it's like, back off, bull sharks will kind of get off on that.
They're like, yeah, well,
you want to fight.
They're alpha in there.
Yeah. So it's like, you want to be strong, but you also want to be soft. You want to have a balance. Like, hey, I come in peace, shark. But also, like, if you try to get me, like, it's on.
I'm going to freaking put my thumb in your eye. Well, what about the sharks that attack sweet little 12-year-olds? Maybe they're like autistic
Those
sharks.
Are bull sharks. Some bull sharks, there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, they're just like,
you know.
Can't say that. Yeah, they're just crazy.
But yeah, dude, sharks are some of the purest creatures. Like they're really help you know yourself.
They're misunderstood in our culture.
Say if you're gonna like go walk in the inner city, like somewhere gnarly where you know there's like gangs and stuff.
Yeah, where you don't fit in or something.
It's the same, dude. They're just like sharks. Like gang members. Like, have you ever had someone gnarly like come up to you?
Yeah.
And you're like, I shouldn't be here.
Like the mafia or something.
I shouldn't be here right now.
Right.
And they will read you the same way.
Okay.
Like a gnarly guy, he'll look at you and it's like, if you give off this like, oh, I'm weak, they'll like they'll attack.
They'll take advantage.
It's the same thing with sharks.
So don't be weak, but don't be alpha.
Well, don't be aggressive.
Right.
Because aggressive will cause aggressive.
Okay.
But weakness will also cause aggression. because they know you're just easy target.
Yeah, you're just beta.
So when you're sitting out there, you have to be balancing your energy levels.
All right.
So everyone's going to Japan right now.
Pokemon?
They're having that air show.
An air show. Like a
In
blade.
the wave pool.
Oh.
The stab high.
So they call it stab high and everyone's just boosters?
Whoever does the best hair wins like $500 or something.
I bet it is something lame like that. How much is it really, you think?
Maybe 50.
Like street cred?
50K.
Really?
Is that a lot?
I mean, so for some people, that's a year's salary, baby.
Right. Dude, Matt Miola. You see those freaking hairs?
Dude,
he's
what
doing?
what is that?
Dude, he eats deer meat.
He
Like every day.
He eats deer meat?
Yeah.
That's how he can do that?
He hunts all day, every day.
And then he hunts for air. What is this maneuver called?
Yeah, it's an inverted 360 full rotation stale fish.
Dude.
It's crazy that he landed that.
Dude, he must do yoga right before every time. That stretching in his hip flexors.
I think all the hunting.
The hunt.
It's like natural yoga.
Is that what he's known for? Venison?
Dude, all day long he's hunting deer.
Really? Could you ever go hunting?
I went hunting once.
You did? What'd you hunt for?
Boar.
Oh, right. With knives with Shane
Yeah, we
Dory.
forgot the gun.
When I was a kid, I shot a bird, and I still think about it to this day.
It hurt.
I felt bad. I was like, I can't hit it. And then I walked up to it, and it was kind of like, and I still think about it.
Well, I feel like people that actually live off the land,
Yeah.
it feels different. Not the people that are like, dude, I can order anything from Amazon at any second.
Right. It's a little bit more survival.
It's real life.
Yeah, it's survival.
We don't live in real life anymore.
No, heck no.
Wait.
I could be back in 30 minutes with any food I want.
Anything.
Or delivered to your door. Who's the top 3 air guys at that thing, you think? Matt Miola.
Clearly Matt is right now.
Yeah, Matt. Does Italo go to those things?
Like Yaga Dora. Remember
Oh,
him?
yeah.
He
He's
does
like-
crazy stuff.
He's got the hardcore music.
Yeah. I'll come do my big spin.
Yeah. Yeah, go do your centaur spin.
What's the craziest air that's ever been done?
I mean, that
People are saying
Matt.
Matt Miola's new one. Albie Layer, he did a couple crazy like double spins.
Oh, yeah, like 720. Like that one Kelly did.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Kelly did the first 720.
It like
He doesn't even know how to do airs, but he was just like
a couple months ago he did it. And then
he double grabbed one rail too.
oh, weird.
Like no one's even done that by. He's just like so gnarly. He's just like I'm well.
All right, who's the top 5 best surfers ever? Not just competition, but like the
Just
galaxy.
the best surfers ever the
Technique.
universe has made.
Right.
I think John John's the best surfer ever. I think I'm putting Tom Curran second.
John, Tom Curran.
Tom Curran's my
Right, but we're
favorite
not
surfer
talking
ever?
about your favorite.
Yeah, we're not talking about mine. I'm saying if I'm the universe judging this,
Right.
who's just the most best surfer. I put Tom Curran second because like Tom Curran's technique, you know how Kobe Bryant copied Michael Jordan?
Right. Yeah.
Kelly copied Tom Curran
Mm.
and still not even close. That's how gnarly Tom Curran is. So I feel like Tom Curran is like the Michael Jordan when it comes to surf technique.
All right.
It is beyond.
He created it.
It's incredible.
Wow.
So I think John Jones first. I think Tom Curran second, and then I put Kelly third. As far as just best surfer ever,
right.
taking out contests.
Okay.
And then fourth, it might be Dane Reynolds
Dang.
or Aki. The problem is Aki never could do airs.
Never once?
He did a couple kind of sick ones.
Sick little ones, yeah.
But Aki's technique and carving, like
Ugh.
people still can't do it.
I feel like most of the time he's backside.
People always say he's the best backside surfer ever.
Wow. So that's the top 5.
Yeah, I'm going John, Tom Curran, Kelly,
Dane.
Dane, and Aki.
Dang. So if you put those 5, they're the dream team.
Because, all these guys, like, have pipe. They've won Pipe Masters.
Right.
They've won big wave events. Like,
Yeah.
all those guys are Pipe Masters. Do you care about what people think of you?
Yeah, I try not to, but I for sure do.
This podcast is funny because, like, we read the comments, and it's like bring it on.
It's like,
Like, half hate, half love.
yeah, I would say it's like 70% love, 30% hate. Is that the right word?
It just doesn't matter what people think.
The sooner you figure that out, you're good.
Well, I don't care what I think about people either. What I think doesn't matter either.
Right.
And it's if you think what you think really matters, then you're gonna care about what people think about you.
Right. And everyone's like still in high school. We're adults in high school. Just still trying to check everyone out, make sure we're all cool.
Yeah, when I see people now, it's like, I don't even care what I think about you. Because I don't even care what I think.
So, okay, that's complicated. Like, don't care what you think about people. Like, you don't care about other people.
I care about everyone's well-being.
Right, just not.
On a universal level.
Okay.
It's like, any person I see, it's like, dude, I only wish peace and health. But I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of
like,
your life.
Like what you're wearing
or just anything about you.
Your career.
Like, because it just doesn't matter what I think.
Right. It doesn't do anything.
It just doesn't matter.
Right.
And I think a lot of people get sucked into like, they think their mind is almost like the voice of God. And like, they think what they think is what God is saying. Which maybe is what a narcissist is.
In their head, they're God.
They think what they think is like the voice of God.
Weird.
The more you like take a step back and let God do its thing,
right?
It's easier. It's easier to just. I think that when you get old and you see people just give up and they're in bliss eating ice cream.
Yeah.
It's like you just stop. You just let
go and let God.
Let it be.
Right.
Let it be.
Let it be. Let go and let God is what I was raised to think.
I think Carrie Underwood called it "Let Jesus take the wheel."
Jesus take the wheel. Yeah. Why was Buddha so chubby?
That's not the Buddha.
Oh, okay. I'm not hating on chubby Buddha.
That's the Chinese Buddha.
Okay, so it's a Chinese Buddha.
No, the first Buddha is Siddhartha.
He was fit.
Oh, he was fit as a fiddle. There's not just one Buddha.
Okay, so it wasn't one dude named Buddha.
Buddha is, I believe, enlightened one.
Okay.
So it's one that's like, has become enlightened.
Okay. So we can all be Buddha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not like, Buddha isn't a god.
All right.
That's like people in the South.
Yeah.
They hear Buddha and they're like, their God's fighting our God.
Yeah. They kick the Buddha over.
It's just finding peace. Enlightened means you've just found peace within yourself.
Right.
Like, it's not that a big of a deal. I'm always confused by like a Satanist.
Oh, scary.
But but apparently they're cool too.
They're probably cool.
Have you ever looked into it?
No.
Dude, I got an email from
Satan.
Didn't I send it?
Oh, yeah.
They wanted me to join.
Yeah, you look like you'd be in there. You'd probably be their poster boy. Like,
I'm so curious though. Like,
don't do it.
No, I don't want to join.
All right. You just want to get a subscription?
No, I want to understand their philosophy.
So you're talking about people that they say they worship Satan. What does that
Apparently
even mean?
there's good Satanists.
What is that?
A Satanist was talking to me once. Are you going to keep this in?
If you want me to.
I just find it curious.
You're just curious. I don't care. Talk about it. So
I want to understand the philosophy. Like, do they do bad stuff?
like, yeah, because in my mind, they're cutting heads off squirrels and like trying to kill people with their mystical Johnsons.
But I don't know if it's like that.
Well, then what the heck are they doing?
Dude, that's why we got to figure it out.
All right, guys. Anybody know about Satanists?
It's like they've, like, I kind of knew one person that was into it.
Like a witch or something?
Yeah, she was a witch.
Yeah. She Brazilian.
And she made it sound like there's goodness and darkness.
Interesting.
Like, all right.
Well, you know, like we're talking Star Wars, like the dark side versus the light side. They think they're doing the right thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Darth Vader's like, I'm doing the right thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's so interesting to me. Like,
yeah.
Is the bad guy the good guy in his mind?
Yes, that's what they say. If you're playing a bad guy in a movie and a character, you have to think you're doing the right thing.
That's what's so interesting.
I know.
It's kind of like the
Kelly.
way
Kelly thinks he's doing. Kelly is Darth Vader. Golly, I'm getting Sterling today.
cleaning me out today.
Kelly thinks he's doing the right thing.
Oh my god.
Kelly's the Darth Vader of surfing.
Oh man, that was funny.
I'm getting your goat today.
Is Kelly the bad guy?
He's Darth Vader. Who's friggin' Luke Skywalker? You?
Yeah, I feel like me and Kelly, it's like the battle of good and evil.
Really? He's more like the Emperor, because the Emperor was bald.
Right.
Shoot lightning. But you're saying you're curious in a spiritual sense of what if darkness has a
Goodness?
a lightness to it or goodness to it.
But yeah, why would they keep doing it if it didn't feel good?
Right. Or maybe they're just so creepy. They love it.
Like Kelly.
We went so long without talking about Kelly, and I brought it up.
I feel like in Kelly's mind, I'm the bad guy.
Right.
And then in our minds, he's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy. He won't even talk to us.
I think there's two Kellys. There's the killer competitive Kelly.
Killer Kelly.
And then there's one trying to make up for killing.
Right.
Like, I think on land, it's like in the water, he like slays and murders people. Yeah. And then when he gets on land, he's like, I got to cover this up with niceness. So he like throws a net out like.
So he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Two-Face.
Well, being a narcissist, it sounds tricky.
Are you saying Kelly's narcissistic?
We'd have to talk to him in person.
Right. And you've been around him.
But people who want attention, like they're narcissists.
And a lot of people are like that work at friggin' Publix.
Like I feel like I was raised to be a narcissist.
In the surfing culture, I've always thought of this. Your whole life is about you.
It's attention.
Your pictures, your footage, your part, it's all about you. Right.
Narcissist.
Right.
I feel like I broke out of like a narcissist cult.
Right.
As I gotten older.
Right.
Where I realized like, dude, this is all narcissism.
Dude, and the famous people you're around, when you're around a famous person, the whole world revolves around them. Even in that room, everybody's on their tiptoes.
Yeah, it's like you're nervous constantly because they're famous.
Yeah, they're famous.
And you can't piss them off.
I know, and everybody's kissing their butt, and you can just feel the aura coming off them.
Yeah. Even if they're nice people.
Right, but it's still just the way that it's
like,
built.
Don't piss me off or you're off this gravy train.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be like that. I want to be just a real person. Like when I'm around Barack Obama or I'm around a homeless person. Like
exactly.
You're just the same.
I grew up to be a narcissist. Like my dad, like I think he found himself of being someone.
Right. All of a sudden.
So it's like Yancey Spencer's in her. Like he put his name on buildings.
I know. I think
that's like narcissism 101.
I also think that was like a 90s thing. Like Jimmy Falvo's karate. Like it was a thing to put your name on it. Like and nowadays it's like just call it karate or just call it Inner Light.
I don't know, dude. Like my brother and sister, like we're like a terrible family.
Stop it, Sterling.
Not terrible people.
Okay.
But it's like we never looked out for each other.
Because Abby, if you don't know, is a super famous superstar, and then Yancey's a friggin' local legend.
Core Lord
legend.
It's like I feel like a family thrives when everyone's selfless.
Yes.
Like you're all looking out for each other,
putting each other first.
Yeah, every family member puts someone else first,
right?
Which makes it flow beautifully. Yeah. In our family, we're all like, Yancey Spencer's number one, Abigail Spencer's number one, Yancey 4 is number one on the beach,
right?
Sterling's number one in his brain
on the internet.
So it's like this battle of attention seekers,
right? And it's hard. I can't imagine coming from a family that's so talented, obviously. Yeah. And then you got some families that don't do much, that are just like, burr, 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 burr. So it's easier to be less narcissistic.
No, I think as I getting older, it's like, Yeah, it's kind of gnarly.
Well,
I'm just being real right now.
yeah, be real. I think that, and at the end of the day, it doesn't make you any happier. It doesn't give you any more fulfillment.
Well, I think it's been a bummer side of our family.
It's an ego mixed with,
Well, it's like we don't care about each other.
and one day you'll be dead.
But that's kind of the culture. You
Right.
care about someone when they die.
I know.
Then you miss them. You're like, oh.
I wish I could have
It's
been
like you
there.
could have looked at them every day. And
I
you
know.
didn't.
We just take for granted every day, every breath.
Like LeBron's world, like I feel bad for his son,
Bronny Jr.
Bronny Jr. coming
Yeah.
into the league.
Dude, he's got the worst life.
His pressure is so much gnarlier than LeBron's.
In a different way, yeah.
It is. I know it from being a son of a famous
Okay.
person.
Right.
Like LeBron, he was born to do it.
Right.
He was born to be LeBron.
Heck yeah.
So it was easy to take on the pressure because it's his dream.
Right.
But his son, it's not his dream. He's trying to fulfill his dad's dream.
right.
It's always that way. Like when I did contests, it was my dad's dream.
And you could feel it.
So it was heavier pressure
Right.
because it's not your pressure.
Yep.
When it's your pressure, you can embrace it because you've been dreaming about it your whole life.
Yeah.
But when it's someone else's, it's almost harder. Like I think LeBron's son's path is harder, even though LeBron did the impossible.
Right. And you can, I bet there's people out there watching right now that could relate that are just like plumbers or,
Anything.
yeah, like that just work. Like their dad was a plumber. Their dad was it can be even in the smallest, more awesome.
I feel like as dads, we have to be like guides for our children, for them to find what they love.
Right.
Then they can handle the pressure.
Right.
But when we put on our dreams on them, dude, it crushes them. It totally crushes them.
Yeah. And I think that's one cool thing about my dad is I've never felt this like, you ain't going to do this. All right. I ain't going to love you no more. It's always just been like, oh, you're good at that. Cool.
Well, I feel like, you're a happy person because of it.
Right. You don't have that. Even that your dad's gone now, it still probably weighs on you.
I actually was talking about this in therapy. We were deep diving, I kind of realized, dude, I took on the pressures of everyone else. There was this crazy pressure on me to be the first pro surfer from the Gulf. No one's done it.
Right.
And I would hear my brother and his friends talk about they didn't make it. Like everyone had this depressing story being from the Gulf.
Dang.
It was kind of gnarly.
So you were carrying the torch for the
it
golf.
felt like I needed to do it for them.
Right.
Do it for my dad. Do it. Which is, I love that journey, but also it messed me up. Anxiety wise.
Totally.
By the time I was 22, I broke down.
Right.
And looking back, I realized I was carrying, it wasn't my
Yeah. Wasn't
dream.
It wasn't your dream.
But I knew I was talented enough to do it. So it's I took it on because I'm a people pleaser. I want to do it for them.
Totally.
Or him but
Yeah.
the anxiety levels is totally different.
Interesting.
I think, anyone who's a legend, they felt born to do it. So the anxiety doesn't hit different.
It's a wholly different pathway in their life.
The pressure of being a famous person's son
Yeah.
is harder, I think.
Yeah. And it can be just famous in your bubble.
Yes.
It's not even some legendary surfer. It could be anywhere.
You have to let a child find what makes their soul.
Yeah. Scream. Yeah. I think about some dude living in Arkansas that their dad is the local kick butt farmer. And he's he's living in the shadow of his old Earl Davis. And I'm I'm Billy Davis, his son. And he's trying to live up to that legend.
I mean, I think my brother being Yancey the Fourth was hard on him.
Yeah. Your brother was named after your dad, who was a legendary surfer.
I think it hit him way harder. Because I was at least Sterling.
Yeah.
And when I left town, no one knows who my dad is.
Right.
So when I would travel, it was better.
Right.
Like no one knew who my dad was, unless like crazy core lords in Hawaii, remembered my dad. But for the most part,
right,
I was just Sterling. I could be free of, being. But my brother, he couldn't escape it.
Yancey Spencer.
And my brother, he was never meant to be my dad.
No way. In a good way. Your brother's got amazing humor and energy and charisma.
I feel like if my dad would have embraced him to who he was supposed to be, it wouldn't have been so challenging for him.
Right.
Because I think he struggled with that pressure, so it brought negativity to his life.
Well, he struggled with his identity, so then it's
rough.
He couldn't like be what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He was trying to follow a certain path that wasn't right.
Like Yancey is amazing because he's him.
Right.
So just...
And look at your sister. She didn't follow in an actor's footsteps, and she blossomed, and she looks happy, and she's doing what she loves.
She looks happy.
She looks like she's doing what she loves, and she didn't have to live in a shadow. Well, also to your brother, everyone in town called him Little Yancey.
Yeah, so it's like belittling them.
From birth. My whole life, it was Little Yancey, Little Yancey, Little Yancey.
Yeah, imagine always being called Little.
Little Sterling.
Hey, Little Sterling.
Poor guy. Golly. Yancey, we love
Bring him on here.
Come on, Yancey. We're going to get him on one day, we promise. Dude, are you a procrastinator?
I can be.
Dude, if you look up procrastination in the dictionary, you'll see my picture. I am the worst procrastinator, dude.
I know.
I always live by this, though. Like, if you wait to the last minute, it only takes a minute. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big thing I've been working on.
I know. The older I get, the more I just see how it's such a quality... what's it called? A quality flaw. What is that?
Quality flaw? Quality flaw.
It's a flaw in my life that I'm working on, and I'm just so good at it. Procrastination, dude.
When you take care of the little things...
Yeah, the bush.
God takes care of the big things.
Wisdoms.
Turn on the music.
Turn on the music.
No, like when I started finding healing with my brain, I started taking care of all the little stuff.
Right. Don't let the little
and it
stuff.
sets you up for the big stuff to just slide right in.
There it is. The wisdoms, dude.
So when I wake up in the morning now, before I was just lazy. Like when I was a pro surfer, I was just lazy and would just show up late and like I'm just kind of too gnarly to do all this normal stuff like y'all.
Like sweep.
But now I wake up and it's like I freaking dial everything in. I clean this. This is why I'd have that.
Yeah,
like,
wipe the counter.
Van is ready. This is ready. Bills are paid.
Yeah.
Like talk to so-and-so. So if you crush your morning, you like tie everything up.
Yeah.
It's like getting your boat ready for the day. You have everything tied up. It's like all buttoned up. Everything's washed.
Yeah.
And then when you set sail and you're just crushing because everything's ready. You're like,
I know. And you feel so good. You're like,
So when I have everything ready before going surfing for my day, dude, I'm just like, the boat's ready. It's on.
The sails are tight.
But it's like emotionally your boat.
Right.
It's like having everything ready to just, I'm locked in.
I know.
I'm ready for the moment. I'm ready to die. It's all ready.
Yeah, procrastination has just been a big thing in my life.
I feel like to live a good life, you have to be ready to die.
That's true.
That's why that wave really...
Yeah. Well, not many people are ready to die. They're like, never, I don't ever want to die. It's like, but you gotta...
You can't live.
It's true.
That's why that wave feels so...
Cyclops, you're ready to die. Don't die out there for someone.
That's what makes it magical.
I know, but you don't want to die.
I'm ready to die for it.
For the wave.
It's for the universe.
All right.
It's like for God.
I don't know if I get it.
Are you really like celebrating life if you're not ready to die? It's like the way I feel. It's like in Braveheart. You know, he was ready to go fight for his people.
Yeah.
It's like you have to have something for that in life.
Willing to die for.
Yeah, I'm willing to die for surf.
That's great. Well, what about Wyatt? He'll be fine.
I'm planning on to live, but I'm ready to die.
Okay. You want to live, but
I'm putting it in God's hands.
All right.
As Shane Dorn would say.
I need to watch that.
But I'm prepared.
Right, you're right.
Like, I'm not being reckless.
I get you.
And it makes me happy. Like just like Braveheart.
Makes you feel alive.
Dude, I'm doing my purpose.
Right.
My purpose isn't to just try to say, like, you can die, I'm more in danger driving.
Right, it's true.
Or like getting hit from a coconut.
Right. Or a vending machine.
So like going out and giving my full expression of living, dude, it's freaking art.
Well, it's like you see these people that sit in their cubicle their whole life and they're too scared to get off their butts and do anything.
Yeah, I'd rather live shorter.
Right, but actually live.
Dude, freaking live.
Dude, that's a good word.
Dude, I'm freaking Braveheart. Like, put the war paint on.
Freaking do something with your life, guys.
I love big wave surfing. Can't wait to like actually ride big waves.
When are we going to go on a trip?
Hopefully we can go to Hawaii. Shane Dorn.
What do you do?
He's coaching the Olympics.
Shane Dorian is coaching the Surf Olympics. What does that even mean? What does a surf coach do?
Yeah. What's he actually doing?
I'm not saying that he's not, but what do they do? Like, if these surfers are already elite surfers, what can this guy tell them? Make sure you paddle good. I'm not hating
on you're calling Shane out like this.
No, I'm just curious as a non-surfer pretty much. What is that? What does he do? Like, what would a surf coach tell you at your peak surf performance?
Well, coaches can be good for like, they're like, the waves are doing this.
Oh, okay. So they give you like, or do they like look at footage and go, look at your pop up here. It was a little weak.
I don't know if he's going to do that to John. That's like me giving like advice to freaking Ben Stiller about
flute player
filmmaking. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what does a Shane Dorian tell a John Florence?
Well, maybe, that's the team portion of the event.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe it's just like everyone needs a coach to kind of like
clear their head and encourage them.
Yeah, just encouragement.
I could do that.
I mean, we could bring you in.
I could be a surf coach assistant.
Cousin Ryan.
I'll be the water boy. Here, Shane.
I mean, all the pro surfers on tour, they have coaches. It's just having someone, it's like having a mirror.
Yeah, it's just someone to talk back to.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I guess Shane will do that.
That's cool. Oh, that was a good one, Sterls. What are you going to do the rest of the day? I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese with the family.
Really?
Yeah. I have some free coupons.
Haven't been to the beach yet.
You haven't gone to the beach today?
No. I got to go get my dose.
Yeah, get
my parking spot.
Oof. Well, thanks guys for watching. That was a good episode. Please subscribe, like, and comment.
How's it? Thank you for watching Pinchmysalt, the hit podcast of the world's #1 surfer, Sterling Spencer. You know the rules. Subscribe and tickle that like button. Pinchmysalt.